Good day, my name is Dave Phillips. I'm the owner of Graphic Resource Systems. We're here today to show you a couple of new products. What's in front of me is the new Mutoh 1624 ValueJet printer, and to my right, which you'll see later, is the Mutoh Kona cutter. Alright, so what are some of the things we have here to offer? Well, to start with, you can either use 220 milliliters or 440 milliliter cartridges. One other thing that's going to change though with the 1624 is by the end of this year you'll be able to use optional bladders, 1 liter bladders of ink, which will dramatically reduce your ink costs. It's not available today, but it will be shortly. But beyond that, I think the biggest difference is the print speeds. This printer here can print at a very, very high rate of speed. Say for instance at 360 by 720 two-pass mode, it'll print at 313 square feet an hour. That's the model 1624 we're looking at right now. The 1614, its top speed at 720 four-pass mode was 183 square feet an hour. What made it so that it could print so much faster? Well, really it's the progression of the print heads. The head that I have in my hand right now is what you would have found in a Falcon 2. This print head here that I'm showing you is what would have been in model 1204, 1304, 1604, or 1614. The head that I now have in my hand is the new head that's in this printer. You can see there's quite a difference in the size of the print heads, and because of this you have a great increase in speeds. Some of the other things that are different with this printer is it now has a cross-cut capability, so after you've printed a graphic you can cut across it. It's actuated by the keypad. Then one other item that I find very interesting is the Spectra view. This allows you to do your own color profiling. Now this does not come with the printer as standard equipment. It is an option, but the printer can support that. Now we're also going to be dealing with contour cutting. We're going to take the printed graphic that we're going to print in the 1624 and bring it over to the Kona. Now what makes this system better, the Kona cutter, the contour cutting, better than other cutters on the market? Well, we've had quite a bit of experience. We've literally sold hundreds of cutters. The way most of them work is they will take 4 points of registration at each corner of your graphic. And if you have a very long graphic, what it will do, they'll put intermediate marks where every, say, 18 inches, the cutter will reorient itself, finding out where it is. The only problem with that system is what it needs to do is it finds the one in the lower left and the lower right, and then it ultimately has to get to the end of the page and find the 2 marks at the back. Now if you're doing something, say 150 feet, what are the chances of it being able to get all the way to the back? There's 2 chances for you. One is slim, one is none. It will not work. We have done with the Kona cutter, however, we have actually done a whole 150-foot roll and successfully cut it. In fact, I have some samples here that were done on this. This one on my left hand, you can see it cut the whiskers right around there. This is another one that was cut out of the same group. So in addition to contour cutting, it can also do perf cuts. And you'll see that when we're working with the cutter, it'll actually go in and be able to perforate the graphic so it'll just pop right out. Another feature that's very nice, and you'll be able to see this in my hand here, is it prints barcodes. Now what's nice about this is you can have multiple jobs in your printer, or printed I should say, and then you put them in the cutter, and the cutter will go and look for this barcode information so it knows which file it needs to send to the cutter to cut it. So that's basically all we have to say about this right now. And now we're going to get ready to start the printer, and we're going to print a job on adhesive back vinyl, and then we'll bring it over to the cutter and you'll be able to see how this whole operation works. Okay, we have printed the file in the ValueJet. Now we're bringing it over to the Kona cutter. It's a very simple cutter to operate. It's all screen driven. No cryptic commands to have to remember. So I want to do actions. I'm doing contour cutting, so what do I hit? I hit contour cut. This is a multi-frame job, so what do I want? I want multi-frame. Now, I have to tell it the number of jobs, and in this case it's 1, and that's the default, so I don't have to change that. And then in a moment we'll just hit the little blue arrow there and we'll start to cut. Okay. Right now it's just reading the marks, trying to figure out where it's got to cut. In a moment it's going to go over and it'll find the barcode, so it'll be able to get the proper job. We'll start reading that in a moment. There it goes, it just got it. Now it's going to come back to the corner, and it'll get the back end portion of the job. It's reading the marks on both sides. You can see this is a multi-segmented job. By the way, this is the type of file that we've cut a whole 150 yard, or 50 yards rather, 150 feet of material. And what it's doing right now is it's cutting around the outside of the tiger. And you can see it does it fairly quickly. There, it just cut the weaving border that we had put in there. All of this was set up in FlexiSign. And you can just watch the cutter fly along here. Okay, now what it's doing, you can see it's doing the pounce cutting. It's going to cut it. So this way you can just snap the printed graphic right out of the sheet. In fact, here are some of the ones that we had done when we did this previously. Okay, the job is now finished, and you can see that it's curved. And I can just snap this right out of the printed file and put it up here, then I can weave it. And there we go, whiskers and all done. Okay, one of the other things we include with the printers when we install them is a sample book that we put together. There's about 130 or 130 plus different medias, banners and vinyls and fabrics. All of this material we have tested and profiled in these printers, so you can be assured of getting good color fidelity. So that's one of the other advantages you have in dealing with GRS, is we service what we sell and we give you the complete package, from color management to calibrating your monitor so you can get accurate output. And these are some of the reasons why I feel you'd want to purchase your printer from GRS.